Time now for Flashback, a recap of stories that made headlines during the week. We begin on Monday, where Workers' Day celebration as President Muhammadu Buhari urged the incoming administration to continue respecting the rights of Nigerian workers in order to enhance socio-economic growth. This appeal was made on a day organized Labour lamented the steady decline in the purchasing power of an average worker.
Workers' rights and socio-economic justice is the thrust of this year's International Day of Workers in Nigeria. Workers say their welfare is central to the achievement of socio-economic justice as one of the key indices for national and global sustainability. For organized labor, it is time for government to take deliberate actions to expand and strengthen the nation's social security network. Top on their demands is upward review of workers' salary. Organized labor also seeks the review of retirement age from 60 to 65 years, as well as the signing into law of the National Research and Innovation Council Bill.
Nigerians and Nigerian workers need evidence of the commitment of the Nigerian leaders to ensuring their safety, their security, their progress, and eventually their liberty. It is only the proof of this that can reconnect the masses and workers with the government.
We call on federal governments to consider the incorporation of transition fuels such as CNG as an addition to currently available energy in Nigeria. The use of compressed natural gas, which is a lot cheaper, can also be long-term alternative to petrol.
For the outgoing president, the last 8 years of his administration have been eventful as it placed priority on the welfare of the workers.
I encourage the incoming administration to continue to respect workers' rights imbued with socio-economic development and driven by the 4 pillars of decent work agenda.
The police on Tuesday arrested a suspended resident electoral commissioner in Adamawa State, Hudu Yunusa Ari. The 4th spokesperson, Muyiwa Adejobi, in a statement, confirmed the arrest of the embattled wreck that the resident electoral commissioner, Mr. Adejobi, said Mr. Ari, who was arrested by the police election planning, monitoring and evaluation team in Abuja, was grilled to know the reason for his actions during the supplementary elections in Adamawa State. The force public relations officer spoke with TVC News on this development.
Considering his status and where he works, so he deserves to be to be sent a letter of invitation, and that's what the police, the team that handling the case, did. And there has been a gentleman. He has honored invitation, and he has been with us in the custody of the team at the headquarters here, where he's being interrogated. And some other people that have been fingered in this saga have also been interrogated. But the fact in issue is we have him with us, and the investigation has commenced in annex, and we shall update Nigerians as and when due on this matter.
On Wednesday, President-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu says Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike was instrumental to the victory of the All Progressives Congress in the presidential election. He reflected on the concluded election in Port Harcourt, where he visited to inaugurate some state government projects.
The president-elect is on a 2-day working visit to Rivers State. His mission is to inaugurate the 12th flyover constructed by the Nyesom Wike administration. But the president-elect took some time to acknowledge the role that Governor Wike played in securing victory for the APC in what was described as a fiercely contested presidential election.
I am a very happy man. Happy because I went through a gruesome campaign, fought hard, beat myself, supported by many of you, and I won. Fair and square. Nyesom
I say thank you for your contribution to my victory. Your Excellency.
The former Lagos governor commended Governor Wike for standing firm on his conviction that it was time for a southern president to emerge.
In His Excellency, I see a man of principle. He took a principled stand that the presidency must return to South. And he has the courage to stand by his convictions, not minding whose ox is gone.
Our visionary, the governor.
Governor Wike chose not to talk politics this time. Instead, he made a demand for refund of money spent by the states for projects on federal government roads.
If we have said because they are federal government roads and we don't do it, who are those to suffer? It's not we, it's not reverse people. So since we have said, look, we don't want our people to suffer. I also believe federal government should say, look, you've done well for us. These are projects we should be doing. Can you bring your bill? Let us refund you the money you have done these roads.
The president-elect will end his visit to Rivers State with the inauguration of the newly constructed Magistrate Court building on Thursday.
And on Thursday, the president-elect Bola Tinubu was on a peace mission, who also brought two political foes to exchange a warm handshake with each other. TVC News captured Governor Nyesom Wike and Senator Magnus Abe, the SDP governorship candidate in the last election, shake hands at the Port Harcourt International Airport. The president-elect brokered the peace. Well, let's take you to Friday, where the former Deputy Senate President, Ekweremadu, will be spending the next 9 years, 8 months behind bars. Well, this is happening on a day the judge at the Central Criminal Court, also known as the Old Bailey, sentenced Mr. Ekweremadu, his wife, and Dr. Obinna Obeta to jail.
A bad day for the Ekweremadus as a judge at the Central Criminal Court, also known as the Old Bailey, has sentenced former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu, his wife Beatrice, and a Dr. Obinna Obeta to jail. The three were found guilty at the Old Bailey of conspiring to arrange the travel of a young man with a view of exploiting him for his body parts. The Ekweremadu's 25-year-old daughter, Sonia, has a severe kidney disease. It was for her the donor was sourced and brought down to the UK. Things began to take a sore turn when the Ekweremadus were arrested as they arrived at Heathrow Airport on June 21 last year. After months of pre-trial, the trial commenced on January 31, 2023 and lasted about 6 weeks, culminating in a guilty verdict against Mr. Ekweremadu, his wife Beatrice, and the doctor, Mr. Obeta. At a sentencing hearing on Friday, Mr. Ekweremadu was jailed for 9 years and 8 months. His wife Beatrice was sentenced to 4 years and 6 months imprisonment, while Mr. Obeta received a 10-year prison term. The conviction is the first under the UK's Modern Slavery Act 2015. The ECOWAS Parliament, Nigerian Parliament, and ex-President Olusegun Obasanjo, among others, pleaded for leniency for the Ekweremadus. The judge, Justice Johnson, acknowledged a 51-page document pleading for leniency for Mr. Ekweremadu and highlighting how he is a person of upstanding character. He goes on to say while it is lawful to donate a kidney, it becomes criminal if money or another material advantage is rewarded.
And that's it on the news at 10 tonight. Thank you so much for being a